Save our Glenfield! Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield! Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield!
Save our Glenfield!
Save our
The
Glenfield!
Leicester Tigers ground, where a public meeting about the future of children's heart services at Glenfield Hospital will be taking place at 6 o'clock. As you can see, a lot of people have turned out. People feel very strongly about this subject. I'm joined now by Steve Score, whose son was born with a hole in his heart. Steve, just tell me why this is so important to you.
Well, obviously it affects me personally because my son had an open heart surgery there only last year. But it's not just about that. It's a facility that's needed for the whole of the East Midlands. It's the only place in the whole of the East Midlands that does congenital heart surgery. If that was taken away, it would leave a hole in the eastern side of the region. And it's got excellent outcomes. It's had the Care Quality Commission only a few weeks ago gave it outstanding and good ratings. So it makes no sense to close it.
If it is forced to close, how will you be affected? What will happen to you, and what will happen to your son?
Well, obviously, he can still have local outpatient appointments, but if he needs surgery in the future, he would have to travel to another centre somewhere else in the country. And who knows? Birmingham's the nearest, but you know, that might be full. So you could end up going to London or Southampton or anywhere else around the country. What NHS England are doing with these closures is actually increasing the travel time to places where surgery can be carried out and making things more uneven across the country.
Well, NHS England are saying that surgeons are not meeting operating targets. And as I say, a lot of people have turned out today. Tell me why you're here today.
Well, I'm not from Leicester. I didn't have a child in the unit, but I know parents who've got children. And if you close this, you're losing skills, you're losing equipment, vital equipment. Children come to this unit from all over the country. They come from Europe. It's pronouncing a death sentence on children and literally leaving a hole in the heart in the East Midlands.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, there'll be more on Central News at 6 o'clock. The public consultation gets underway at 6 o'clock. The meeting starts at 6 o'clock, and we'll have more on our late news this evening, where we'll be getting reaction to that meeting.
Is facing tough questioning tonight from campaigners fighting to save the East Midlands Children's Heart Surgery Unit.
Well, tonight's public consultation event into the plans to close the unit at Glenfield Hospital started about half an hour ago. Protesters have also gathered outside, as there's been criticism that everyone who wanted to go could get tickets.
We'll be hearing from our health correspondent, Rob Sissons, in just a moment. But first, how have we got to this point? There have been so many twists and turns. Here's how it all began. A question mark's been hanging over the future of Leicester's Children's Heart Surgery Unit for 20 years. It follows the heart scandal in Bristol, where high rates of babies died after heart operations in the 80s and 90s. The hard-hitting report that followed led to demands for fewer, bigger centres concentrating expertise. Controversial choices, though, were avoided. The issue was ducked for a decade. A review is being carried out across England, and there's speculation that at least 4 of the country's 11 children's heart units may stop operations. In Leicester, they soon took to the streets. They went to the top. There was celebrity backing. Thousands of people filled in consultation forms.
This one's a heavy big one.
With the world-famous ECMO service alongside the heart unit, they felt upbeat. But other cities were fighting too. Southampton proved winners.
Ocean Ward is staying. Thank you.
Leicester and Leeds were losers. Also tonight, ending children's heart surgery in the East Midlands. The experts defend their decision.
Only by having bigger teams of surgeons doing more cases in each centre can we maintain a high quality service in the future.
But after challenges, the Health Secretary eventually overturned the review's findings.
The outcome of the Safe and Sustainable Review was based on a flawed analysis.
Another review, but with NHS England proposing to end surgery in Leicester and at the Royal Brompton in London, the East Midlands fight was back on. Well, to bring us bang up to date, that consultation meeting going on this evening. Rob is there now. Rob, good evening.
Good evening, Dominic. Passions are running very high here in Leicester. So many people care about the future of children's heart surgery in Leicester, which, as you mentioned there, has been under threat for so many years now. We've come to expect the unexpected in this saga. Now, the meeting, which is happening up there in one of the rooms at Leicester Tigers, is being streamed live on the internet. They spent quite a lot of time explaining the ground rules. I guess one of the reasons for that is because there is always the risk of tempers becoming a little bit frayed in all of this. Well, I've been to speak to one family at Colville in Leicestershire. I talked to the mother of a little boy who's in the meeting behind me, and she explained why she cares so much about the future of the heart service in Leicester.
Hi, I'm Jess Whitehouse. My son Elijah was born 11 months ago. We discovered he had Down syndrome, and as a direct result of his Down syndrome, he also had a heart condition where he had 2 large holes in his heart. Glenfield Heart Unit have saved his life, and I'm eternally grateful. Without them, he wouldn't be here today. I'm absolutely disgusted that there's a threat to the heart unit. The standard of care there is absolutely fantastic from start to finish. I'm very passionate about this, so much so that last month myself and Elijah at 10 months old went all the way to Downing Street to hand in the petition. I do feel the campaign will be successful because I think if it goes to a fair panel, then there is no way they can justify closing Glenfield Heart Unit.
Well, a short time ago, I spoke to someone from NHS England and asked them what they were trying to achieve by all of this.
The reason why we're here today is that we've developed some initial proposals as to the consequences of how services should be delivered. We're now out to consultation, and we're here in Leicester very much to listen to the public, very interested to know whether these proposals make sense.
Well, campaigners don't think they make sense, and many suspect that this process is rigged.
Well, I would definitely say this process is not rigged. There are no predetermined numbers of centres that NHS England has in mind. What we remain very firm about is that, having spent a lot of time in consultation with charities, with patients, with professionals in developing these standards, that we do need to implement them so that we can provide the best possible care.
Well, let's have a chat with some of the people who haven't got tickets. They're not at the meeting, but they are outside making their point. Sally, you went to the unit Glenfield, didn't you, a few years ago?
Yes, our twin sons were 8 weeks from mature, and one of them had a suspected hole in the heart. So he was referred to Glenfield, and we had a couple of visits there.
Thankfully, everything was okay, wasn't it?
You're absolutely spot on, and there were fantastic treatment and fantastic care in the units.
But do you not buy the argument that fewer, bigger centres would save more lives?
I think the fact that it was local for us made a huge difference in terms of just taking some of the concern out of it, as well as it actually being a fantastic unit.
Someone else who's here is Tom. Why are you here, Tom?
I'm here because obviously I oppose the closure of Glenfield Heart Unit, but also out here right now standing in solidarity with all of the people that have been unable to register for this event. They call it a public consultation, but
you're not impressed, I know, with the organisation, are you?
Absolutely not, but there was a demonstration a few weeks ago that had 2,000 people on it, just in Leicester, so the fact that they've got a room for 150 people is not good enough.
And a quick word with Darren here, what do you think? You want it to stay?
Of course I want it to stay. The distances will be too great. If this unit's closed down, there's no good reason for the unit to close down, and I believe it's a symptom of a wider problem to privatise the NHS.
Okay, you don't want to see patients going to Birmingham. That's very much the message from people here. We'll have more on our late news, of course.
Rob, thank you very much.